a warrior who loved peace but had to take the form of wrath for the protection of Dharma. I am your narrator Gaurav, and you are watching the Puranic Files. Today we will talk about an avatar who lacked neither weaponry nor the limits to his anger. He is not just a warrior but the Guru of Gurus. In today's episode, we will learn about his history through these key events. Why did he liberate the earth from unrighteous kings for 14 times? Why did he have to fight his own beloved disciple, Bhishma, on the battlefield? What was the reason that forced him to curse Karna? What was his historic meeting with Bhagwan Ram and Krishna? And what will be his role as a Chiranjeevi in the Kalki war? Let us move forward and learn about the most important moments in Bhagwan Parashurama's life. Chapter 1. A Vow. The story dates back to the middle of Treta Yuga, when Parshuramji's birth and childhood took place in Rishi Jamdagni's ashram. For Parshuram, his father was everything, his guru and his guide. But then the wheel of time turned and a day arrived that changed everything. The sons of Arjun, blinded by ego and the intoxication of power, violated the sanctity of the ashram. They mercilessly murdered Rishi Chandagini. The peace of that ashram turned into silence of the graveyard in an instant. Seeing the state of his father, Parshuramji trembled with rage. He realized that until the unrighteousness was destroyed, the protection and establishment of Dharma was impossible. It was then he took a vow that he would annihilate unrighteousness Kshatris from this earth 14 times over. Parshuramji showed that when an attempt is made to deceive Dharma, anger of a Brahmin's son is no less than the wrath form of Bhagwan himself. Chapter 2. Ram-Parashurama. Parshuramji's mission was complete. The earth had been freed from unrighteous kings, but now the wheel of time was changing. The Treta Yuga was nearing its end. There was a need for an avatar who would establish Maryada, or piety, rather than Raudra. When Bhagwan Ram broke the Shiv's Dhanush in Mythology, its echo reached Parshuramji's ear. He arrived there full of rage, thinking that an ordinary human had insulted such great sanctity. Initially, Parshuramji could not recognize Ram and challenged him in anger. If you are powerful, then show me by stringing this bow. Ram picked up the bow in a completely calm tone and strung it in the blink of an eye. However, this was no ordinary bow. This was a bow that once held, it could not be kept back without being used. Bhagwan Ram then gave Parshuramji 3 options. What should he destroy with this bow? Parshuramji humbly asked for the destruction of the fruits of all his good deeds, Punya. In that moment, Parshuramji realized that the person standing before him was none other than Vishnu himself. He understood that the time for the change of yuga had arrived and his Raudra role has been concluded. After this, Parshuramji renounced worldly attachments and chose the path of Guru, far away from the world. Chapter 3. The Guru. From the beginning of Dwapar Yuga, Parshuramji took on the role of a Guru. In his list of disciples, the first name is Akritvarna, who was not just a disciple, but his companion and witness to every major event of his life. Then came Gangaput Bhishma, who became Parshuram's most valiant disciple. But the abduction of Amba and the subsequent marriage dispute created a situation where the dharma of guru and disciple clashed. The Dharm-Yuddh between the two was so fierce that the destruction of the universe seemed imminent. In the end, at the plea of gods, the war was stopped. And by then, Parshuram's faith in Kshatriya caste had vanished. He took a vow that he would never teach weaponry to any Kshatriya again. After this, he accepted a Brahmin as his disciple, who later became famous in history as Guru Drona. But friends, the twist in the story came when he taught another disciple. And the deceit of that disciple forced Parshuram to give a curse that changed the future of Mahabharata. But before that, there was a meeting that changed Parshuram's perspective. His meeting with Bhagwan Krishna. Chapter 4. Krishna Parshuram. Parshuramji's journey was now at its final stages when he met Bhagwan Krishna and Balram on the high peaks of Mount Gomanta. It was not just a meeting, but the handover of two yugs. On one side was Parshuram,
my
the
parachute
symbol of
thirsts
wrath
for
and
justice.
and the other
I will
was
scour the
Krishna,
earth clean.
the Lord of Leela and making a strategy. When Parshuram looked into the Krishna eyes, he saw the power necessary for upcoming great war. He understood that the time was no longer for the axe, but for the strategy of Sudarshana Chakra. Parshuram smiled and bowed to Krishna, just as father feels at peace after seeing his successor. According to some traditions, he gave Krishna the knowledge of glory of the Sudarshana Chakra and the ethics to use it. He said, "Hey Madhav, my time is over. Now this earth and its dharma depend upon your love." After this meeting, Parshuram completely renounced worldly attachment. He handed over all his responsibilities to Krishna and departed to become a peaceful ascetic forever. Following this, by accidentally teaching his last disciple, Karna, he completed the cycle of anger and sorrow that determined the direction of Mahabharata's war. Chapter 5. Karna's Curse. Parshuramji was now living the life of peaceful ascetic. He remained firm on his vow not to teach weaponry any Kshatriya. Just then, a young man named Karna came to him. He identified himself as Brahmin. Seeing Karna's ability to learn and his hard work, Parshuramji was so impressed that he taught him everything he perhaps hadn't taught anyone else. But one day, an incident occurred that changed everything. Parshuramji was resting, keeping his head on Karna's lap. Just then, an insect came and picked Karna's thigh. Karna did not even flinch slightly, despite the pain, so that his guru's sleep would not be disturbed. When Parshuramji woke up and saw Karna's condition, he was stunned. He realized that an ordinary Brahmin could not endure such pain without moving or screaming. He immediately understood that this was not a Brahmin but a Kshatriya who had deceived him. Parshuramji's anger erupted like a volcano. He cursed Karna, "You have acquired this knowledge by lying to me. Therefore, when you need this knowledge the most, you will forget it completely. However, seeing his disciples' dedication, his anger was also subsided. He said to Karna, "You deceived me, so you must suffer this curse. But your endurance and devotion are such that I consider you my best disciple. I have never seen a disciple like you." In honor of this, he gifted Karna his divine Vijay Dhanush. This bow and Parshuramji's blessing were what made Karna a Danveer and a great warrior in Mahabharata. He punished his disciple for his action by cursing him, yet honored his dedication by giving him a divine weapon. This curse became one of the main reasons for Karna's defeat in Mahabharata. Karna was so powerful that it was impossible to defeat him with the Vijay Dhanush, and this incident tilted the title of Mahabharata toward the Pandavas. Chapter 6, Kalki. According to Purans, Parshuramji is a Chiranjeevi. He is still present on this earth and is waiting for the final avatar of Bhagwan Vishnu, Kalki, at the end of Kali Yuga. When unrighteousness reaches its peak, it will be Parshuramji who will teach weaponry to Kalki avatar and prepare him for the reconstruction of the universe. He is still the guide to that ultimate warrior. So friends, this was the story of Guru of Gurus, Bhagwan Parashurama, which still echoes in the Kali Yuga. In the next episode, we will learn about Bhagwan Vishnu's next avatar, the revered Maryada Purushottam, Shri Ram. Sorrow and joy are always tied in the cycle of time. Your good and bad deeds are what make this time easy or painful. Until then, Narayan-Narayan.